The wrestling coach kind of said to me, "Lee, you're not making the basketball team, so why don't you come up with the wrestling team?" And boy, that started a whole new life for me. It was hard work, first of all. I wanted to quit because it was too hard, really hard. You ever want to quit something because it was hard? But you know what happens if you don't quit? You could be a 3-time world champion. Wrestling taught me how to persevere. It taught me how to continue when things get hard. And that happens in life and other things. Do you ever want to quit studying because the subject is too hard, or you don't feel like doing the reading, you don't feel like doing whatever the homework is? It's all the same, whether you are going to practice, studying, or whatever it is. Life, generally speaking, is hard. Show of hands, who thinks life is hard? Life is pretty hard, pretty much. Life is not easy. If you think that life's going to be easy, you're just fooling yourself. Even the rich people and the people that you see on TV that you think their life is easy, their life is hard. It's just hard in other ways. So get used to the idea of working hard through your problems, working hard just to start to achieve things that you want. First of all, you got to have goals. You got to have things you want to accomplish. When I was a kid, when I was really young, I would see great athletes. And I always thought I'd be a great athlete. Who had some dreams and goals and things that they had maybe 5, 6 years ago when you were like maybe before high school? Do you have any things that you wanted to become when you were older? Like say, I want to be whatever. Maybe it's a movie star or a singer or a basketball player, well, whatever. Show of hands, who's had ideas like that in their life? Every hand should go up because we got a dream. We have to believe there should be something different than what we are right now. And I'll tell you this, you're always going to be in a different place a year from now than you are today. Believe it, you're not going to be in the same place. And I'm not talking about physical place, obviously you're not going to be sitting in that chair a year from now. But I'm saying in your life, you're not going to be in the same place of accomplishment as you are sitting here today. Number one, you're going to finish high school, hopefully. You're going to be in college, hopefully. You're going to be moving on in life. Like I'm 61 years old now. And if you'd have asked me when I was your age what I was going to be doing at 61, I would have had no idea. It's just hard to imagine your life progressing on. But life doesn't stop for anyone. Does life stop for anyone?
Nope.
I wish I could be 18 years old again. Knowing what I know now, I'd be a killer. I would be so great in a lot of different things. But just know that you're going to be a different place than you are right now. So start picking where that place is going to be. Don't let life just happen to you. Meaning you just kind of get swept along by the wind and you end up a year from now wherever you find yourself. You don't want your life to go that way. Start setting some real goals and say a year from now, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to accomplish. And for you people there, for you guys in high school, guys and girls in high school, it's, college is kind of a natural next step. And it doesn't have to be a traditional 4-year college. It could be a trade school. It could just be learning something. Learning a skill, some type of skill. One thing, if you learn a skill, you can do that skill for the rest of your life, whether it's carpentry, electrical work, whether it's plumbing, or anything like that. It's all things that you can do for the rest of your life, in addition to other goals that you have. But remember this, is there anyone going to take care of you when you're an adult? Who's going to take care of you when you're an adult? Well, your parents. What happens if they get old and they go away? So start thinking about how you're going to take care of yourself, how you're going to move your life forward. Learn how you're going to become independent, how you're going to take care of the things that you need to take care of, your basic needs. That's an important thing that we all have to learn. I'm learning that. At 61, a lot of my friends have retired. I find myself in a situation where I can't retire. I have to work and I have to do things to keep learning and challenging and inspiring myself.
Be respectful. Be respectful.
I've got a son that's 18 years old. He's got to get through college. He's 18, so I got to help him get through college. So I got to continue working. I got to continue, like this lady said here, this young lady said here, their mom. I'm a dad, so I want to help my son, and I have 2 other kids. I'm trying to help them. So the point I'm making is you never get to a place in life where you stop setting goals and you stop having things that you're trying to accomplish. Accomplishments are going to continue with you forever. Sports was a way that I could achieve some things, and that was great. But life was way bigger than wrestling. I did a lot of cool things in wrestling, but life's way bigger than wrestling. I tell my son that all the time. I was a world champion in wrestling. I got my son into wrestling. And I tell my son all the time, his name is Adam. Adam, life's way bigger than wrestling. I want you to start thinking beyond wrestling. He's a good writer. And I encourage him to write. He writes poetry, he writes rap lyrics, he writes lots of different things. He's really good. He's really good at it. In fact, when he was writing rap lyrics, and I'm 61, so that didn't appeal to me very much because I'm an old guy. I like Motown. Have you ever heard of Motown music? It's old music from the 70s.
Oh yeah, Motown.
My son was listening to rap music, and I didn't like rap music, but he was writing lyrics, and so I never really would read anything that he would write because it was rap music. I thought, oh man, I don't want you doing that, and I would tell him that. But then one day I picked up some of the stuff he was writing, and it was really good. It was really, really good. I said, Adam, you can make a lot. You should give this to Jay-Z or somebody, man, or Kanye West, man. They could use this. This is as good as some of the stuff that I see out there right now. So the point I'm making is he's got some talent. So I'm trying to encourage him to develop the talent that he has. And it's not just about wrestling and doing what I did, although he is wrestling, but life's way bigger than that. So I want him to be the person that God meant him to be. And that's different for everybody. You've got to look within inside yourself to figure out what is it that I want to accomplish in my life. And it doesn't have to be something that, somebody tells you that you have to do this. You have to think about what it is that you might want to accomplish and achieve. And that's how you're truly going to become successful and passionate about what you want to achieve in life. And I'm going to talk about something that I learned through wrestling. I had the opportunity to wrestle Dan Gable. Dan Gable, to frame this, he would be like LeBron James. By a show of hands, who has not heard of LeBron James? Yeah, him and Michael Jordan, they're great. They're great athletes, okay? So in the sport of wrestling, I had to wrestle. And the only reason that could happen is that person had some confidence, right? They believed in themselves. But that's a very, 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 very small percentage of people in the world. I was fortunate enough to have parents that always said positive things around me, right? They told me that I could do whatever I set my mind to, things like that. But the fact remains is, it's really, really tough to get yourself mentally prepared to compete against a Goliath. Let's look at David and Goliath. You heard of that story in the Bible, right? David and Goliath. Well, I had a David and Goliath scenario, like LeBron James and maybe that 18-year-old kid or whatever it is you want to accomplish in life. Well, I went into that match not believing necessarily I could win the match, but I went into the match with the mindset that I was going to try. And try, I want to talk about that word a little bit because I've got a son at home, he's 18, and sometimes I tell him to do certain things. Chores, you guys have chores? Yes. Well, sometimes I'll give my son a chore to do, but you know what? He doesn't do a very good job at it. You know what he tells me? Dad, I tried. And I say, you tried, but you didn't even do like 1/10 of it. But Dad, I tried. So there's different levels of trying, okay? So when I say trying, I knew I was going to try. My try was going to be at a 100%. And I'll frame that by saying I watched Dan Gable wrestle some matches prior to my match. And the people he was wrestling, I could tell they didn't try very hard. They were so overwhelmed by the match that they just didn't try. And I'll ask you another question by show of hands. How many of you have ever just gave up because you didn't think you could ever achieve something? You just thought, I'm not even going to try because I know I can't do this. I'll raise my hand because there's things I didn't even attempt.